So these are the cases that, first of all, have been identified by the Attorney General. So as I said, SkyTrain, National Service Ghost Name Scandal, District Road Improvement Project, the Strip, National Lotteries, the Sosa Palugu Multi-Purpose Dam, and then also the SML, so 6 in number. And then there's a Frontier Healthcare Services, it's also there. There's free Wi-Fi, there's National Ambulance, there's Buankra Integrated Inland Logistics Terminal, there's the Sputnik V vaccines case, and there's a land lotting, 8 instances investigated. And then the money laundering transfers by the former CEO of National Food and Buffer Stock Company. Now, we're told there's a Sautina Enterprise to Hanan Abdul Wahab. We're talking 16,171,137.25. And there's a Sautina Enterprise to Alkani Enterprise. That's 23,913,964.90. There's also Sautina Enterprise to the FA Hausa Ventures, that's 500,000 cities, and then 500,000, yes. The Sultan Enterprise to Chain Homes Ghana Limited, which is 550,000 cities. In total, we're talking from 40,493,102.15. And then there's properties acquired with the proceeds of crime by former CEO of National Food and Buffer Stock Company. Now we're told he has acquired a 5-bedroom house at Chain Homes, which is priced at some 1.625 million US dollars, and there's a 3-bedroom house at Cantonment, like $600,000 US dollars. There's plots of land at Airport Development, that's 750,000 US dollars. There's also 17-bedroom boutique hotel at Gumani in Tamale. That's it's 250,000 US dollars. There's also a 4-bedroom bungalow situated at Jolu. It's 4.142451 million cedis. There's purchased a 32-acre government land at 307,200 cedis. That's the last slide that we have for those. That is the artwork that our team has put together just to sort of put everything in its proper perspectives as we begin this. Now, let me start with you, Alhassan Suhuyini. I mean, there's a certain sense that this administration is under enormous pressure to deal with persons who have been found, or together for some elements within the Etwal government to be accountable for the stewardship. And it is also based on the fact that the NDC spoke a lot in the position and created a certain impression that you were just going to come and lift people and just throw them in Sawam. And so I'm sure in your own small corner, and generally as a government, there's a lot of talk about why aren't you prosecuting them? Why aren't you prosecuting them? That is bringing a lot of pressure on the Attorney General, even though the Attorney General may not say that is if indeed that's the case. Look at this, what you heard yesterday from the Attorney General from that perspective of, are you under pressure? Of course, you can put the AG and the OSP matter, which is all part of fighting corruption and all that. So put all of that together in 10-15 minutes and then Richard can come in.
Well, you are right. The government is under intense pressure to deliver on the issues of accountability. And that is fair. But that is not because the NDC spoke a lot about issues of corruption in the past government. It is because the people themselves saw acts of corruption every day around them. Every day around them. I mean, it got to a point the previous government could easily pass us one that engaged in a scandal every week. And that was not the NDC talking. It was the people of Ghana witnessing, the acts of corruption, the blatant pilfering, the misuse of public resources. It was all over the place. It's the reason why our country got to the new low of having to declare bankruptcy It's one of the reasons why we had to declare bankruptcy. I mean, never before in the history of this country have we gotten to a point where we were simply unable to pay our debts. I mean, under Achampong, it was a deliberate decision. It was Yentuya. But under the previous government, it was Yentimintuya. Like, we just got to that point where we could not service our debts. And it was partly because, like Kennedy Agyapong said, that people were simply stealing like there's no tomorrow. And Kennedy Agyapong is not a member of the NDC. So the pressure that is being brought to bear on us is not because we talked so much in opposition. It's because the evidence of wrongdoing was that palpable, to the extent that one who is seeking to lead their party today, at the time, joined the chorus and confirmed that their people in government were stealing like there was no tomorrow. And so when you find people eagerly expecting that prosecutions be fast track, it is understandable. But we need to understand that we live in a country where we have undertaken to be governed by laws. And so it is the government determination to actually meet the expectations of the people. But it has to meet these expectations within the democratic framework that we have all accepted to operate under. I mean, how lovely it would have been if we were not under democracy. I mean, it would have just been, match them in, maybe after some tribunal hearings, maybe after yesterday's presser, some people would have been languishing in jail by now. But that is not the system of government that we have chosen as a people. And so the system that we have chosen does not permit that. So regardless of our determination to see these people in jail, we still have to take them through the course of law. And that is what the Attorney General is doing.
What the law says, due process.
The due process. That is what the Attorney General is doing. All he is doing currently is to re-echo the government determination to meet the expectations of the people. That is by keeping them informed of the processes that he is embarking on. It is done in all democracies around the world. I mean, in states, in the United States of America, you have state attorneys even come out to address the public every now and then on very, critical issues that they are either investigating or prosecuting. It is done everywhere. Then they tell you who the suspects are at this point, why they suspect them at this point, how the charges will be, couched, and the processes that the prosecution will take.
Yeah.
It is done everywhere, and that is exactly what the Attorney General is doing, so that he can carry the nation along. And my God, Moro, some of the things are mind-boggling. They are scary. They are frightening. To think that people with the responsibility of improving state institutions engage in some of the things that we are hearing just makes one understand why sometimes some politicians, maybe like myself, are not considered good enough by your friends and your associates. Because
this matter is deep.
Yeah. Because Charlie, some of the things you are asking yourself, really, like people can engage in this. Like, so when people around you have certain expectations of you, maybe it's because of other things that they have seen that you think is impossible. Well, like, you can't imagine. You can't wrap your head around it.
In the picture, it actually happened somewhere.
Ah, goodness me. So, look, I am hoping that at the end of the day, innocent people will not be, denied justice. But it's my hope that those who have actually engaged in wrongdoing, in corrupt activities, are punished. And not just punished, but there must be a way of recouping some of these, state assets, because they are state assets. If it is proven that those ill-gotten wealth came as a result of, abuse of office, those things should be confiscated by the state for use. I think that we should not just aim at prosecuting people and putting them behind bars and feeding them and paying prison officers to still take care of them, so that after a few years they can come out and continue to enjoy the loot that they got from the state. There must be a way of recovering some of this loot as well. And so I urge the Attorney General to continue with what he is doing. And maybe people don't know Honorable Dominic Ayini. He's another no-nonsense person, a very thorough person, a very diligent person, and a very independent-minded person. Trust me, this Honorable Dominic Ayini doesn't think that something is right to pursue. There is no way that even the entire regime, I know what I'm saying, can stampede him into doing it. And if he's also convinced that there is reason to pursue a matter, God save whoever that matter is against.